Today I'm going to show you how to get cool dynamic constructions and embed them into a website of some sort that your user, your reader, or your user can take it and move your construction around and see what you were trying to show. So I'm going to first do a simple construction. We're going to just do a perpendicular line construction, and then we'll get it over into a Canvas, which is a learning platform. But this can be done with any place that you can paste HTML code. All right, so first of all, I would like to get rid of my axes. I don't need them right now. And I would, yeah, that's actually perfect. So now I am going to draw up a line. So here we go. We have the line tool, and we make two dots so we can create our line. All right, so we're going to draw a perpendicular line through this. Now, you may know that GeoGebra already has a perpendicular line constructor thing, but I want to do it old school and show you how you would probably do it if you had a compass. So back in the day, you would be using a compass, so that's how we're doing it today. All right, so if we were making a perpendicular line here, I would want to take my compass, my circle maker, and simply I can put my compass center at one point and draw the circle through the other point. So basically it has a center here with a radius of, let's say this is A and this is B. It has a radius of AB. And I can go ahead and do the same thing here. Get the center there and get the circle through the other point. And you know it's at the point when it lights up. All right. So now we have two key points that I need to make sure they're defined. So I'm going to take my point tool and I'm going to hover until I'm highlighting both circles, put a point there, do the same thing down here, put a point there, and now I can draw a line through both points. So I click here for the first point and click here for the second point. And supposedly I just made a perpendicular line, which is pretty awesome. But how do I know it's perpendicular? I have to measure at least one of these angles. So I'm going to take my measure tool and I'm going to click angle because that's what I'm trying to measure. I'm going to click one of these lines and the other line. And as you can see, it is in fact perpendicular, which is awesome because otherwise this would have been wrong. All right, so look at this. I can actually move this around if I so desire. Oh, but first I have to use my move tool, which your users won't have to do when it's embedded. So now I can make it bigger, I can twist it around. Whatever I do, it's perpendicular, it stays perpendicular, which is pretty awesome to see. So what do I do with this? Well, my big old circles look very annoying. So I'm going to click on it, I'm going to right click, I'm going to uncheck show object. I'm going to do the same for the other circle. And so now we have just a beautiful perpendicular going on here. Well, if you do it this way, you're hiding the fact that you did the real construction from whoever is looking at this. But, you know, that's up to you whether or not you want to show your work or hide your work. All right, now that you have your perpendicular lines, we can go to File, and then we want to go to Export. And we have some cool stuff here you may want to play with on your own, but what we're going to do today is export a dynamic worksheet as a web page, HTML. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to name it. Let's call it perpendicular line construction. All right. And then I'm just going to say, see the perpendicular lines below. You can move them if you like. Okay. We don't actually have to put text in these boxes, but I'm going to put text on top, not below. All right, so now it's uploading. And we have a page come up here. So now the thing with GeoGebra, they do their updates all the time. So what you see and what I see might be a little bit different, but the idea will be the same. So here we have what your users will see. And notice this is a very big area. So I did forget to do one step. What you want to make sure that you do is, I'll go back to GeoGebra for a second. They're actually showing the entire screen as it is. If you wanted your screen to be smaller to fit in a nice small space a little bit better, you'd want to actually make your window smaller, and that would do the trick. So now in this case, if I did export it in this way, you would see it this size. So keep that in mind when you're working on yours. All right, but I'm going to keep mine nice and large, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm not going to assign any tasks here, but I could go to my advanced setting, which I'll actually go to right now so you can see what that is. All right, so right now, show icon to reset construction. You can if you want. You can enable dragging, you can enable right-click zooming, keyboard editing. I think I am just going to leave it as is. And we're going to continue. And we're 70% done. This is for age group 3 through 19. Sure, fine with me. You want to put in tags? Oh, it doesn't matter. For me, I want to share the link only with users who have a link that can view the material. I don't really want to share it with everyone because it's not that interesting. All right, so now we can save. And now you'll see a bunch of things here. You can view a worksheet, which is not what I want to do. You can add to your GeoGebra book. You can download, again, not what I want to do, but this embed is the beauty right here. So a code comes up. I'm going to take this code and I'm going to highlight it. Then I'm going to copy to clipboard. It's successfully copied, so I can say okay. All right, now I am going to Chrome, where I already have a discussion board open in Canvas, and Canvas is just a learning platform. This will work for anything where you can paste HTML code. So I'm pretending to be a student here, and I have to answer a discussion board post, and I'm not going to paste the code in here yet. First, I have to make sure I'm in an HTML editor setting. Once I'm there, I can just copy and paste, so I right-click and paste the code. And if I want to check out what that looks like, I can go back to Rich Content Editor, and you'll see something gray here. You can't actually see what the users will see until you post it. So I'm going to post, and then this beautiful thing happens. So it says GeoGebra first, second, and now your users will be able to do this and say, oh my goodness, what a wonderful job you did. It's still 90 degrees. It's still 90 degrees. All right, so that's basically how you take a construction, post it into a discussion board, and then your users will be able to play around with it like this. So enjoy.